Hello everyone, it's Patty's Hobby World here. Moving on to another picture out of one of Worlds Within a World's Kerby Rosanes coloring books. I decided to, after much push from my son, to do the astronaut. Let me screw out. There you go. To do the astronaut. And it's coming out of this book. I'm sorry, it's coming out of that book. No, how about it's coming out of this book? I'm using that book to get some leverage. So it's coming out of the Worlds Within a Worlds. And I'm not under any advertising, promo, um, thing like that. I just bought the book. I'm going to showcase it. I'm going to color pages out of it, but I'm not monetized or this is not a sponsored videos of any of the books or the giveaways I do. So just to clear the air on that. If I'm impeding or doing something wrong, then just let me know. But I think after checking and reviewing the rules, I think I'm okay. So YouTube, just want to let you know, I tried to review the rules, so send me an email if I did something wrong. Thank you. So we're going to do this book here, our next coloring project, Worlds Within the Worlds, and we're going to do the astronaut. Now I have already started on this side. Now you probably can't see it because I'm doing all the grayscale first. I'm doing all the graying because we are in space, and the suit will be white, but we want to highlight and shade the areas that we need to do to make this suit pop before we move into the middle. All right, so if you notice, I've you can see some of the shading. Let's pull in. Let me see if I can, without losing. Oh, good. I'm going to go to his collar right here. Let me move this book. Get this book out of the way. So you can see his collar right there. You can see some of the shading already that I've done. Okay, and then I moved up alongside some of the shading. And swung over to his camera. And you can see some of the shading here versus, let's go back down to his shoulder. So you see his shoulder there, right? And then move over and you see I haven't worked on that side. Okay, so we're going to start working, moving around this astronaut, doing the initial grays, but I do want to show you a couple things. I'm going to move out just a little bit more because I need to make sure you guys are in the camera. Everything is in the camera because I'm learning. And then I'll scroll in when we get ready. But what I wanted to show you guys is when you're working with grays, you want to get all of your shades of gray. Now I know Coptic pens and other pens have, cool grays, warm grays, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's good, but I don't have all those. So what I did was I pulled all the grays. I'm going to move this out of the way. I pulled all the grays out of all of my coloring tools, and I'm going to just bring them over. Okay, so that you can see. And I did a swatch of each one. Now this is going to become important when I want to shade, create a darker shade, and then create a fine line shade of gray that makes the object pop out. So if you see here, okay, I think that's good. I've got a piece of paper. It's very simple, nothing creative, and I got all my grays. Obviously, this is the lightest of grays. This is a Master's Touch alcohol marker, and I love this right here. And these are some Bics fine permanent markers here, and these are just some markers I had. These are water-based markers. Brush markers with the fine tip, which I love these dual tips. Here's the darker version. This is another marker that I got. and then yet my big Sharpie fine points, ultra fine points. Okay, keep these. So what I did was I created swatches so that as I go from light, medium to dark, I can really make his astronaut suit and all the detail pop off the page. So of course, just like with crayons, I mean colored pencils and crayons and markers, and light, medium, and dark. Okay. Now this one's a little, this is dark, but when it dries, kind of dried a little lighter, so I like that. Okay, but those are the main colors right there. Main shades, I say. Shades of gray. Alright, so then I will put my shades, my palette here, and then I will grab every one that I need. And let's get Mr. Astronaut here in the frame. You know what? I'm gonna remove this book. I think I'm just gonna hit the tape, just stay on the table. Sorry about that, guys. I'd rather color on the table. Zoom out just enough because I'm gonna swing around this astronaut, but I want you to be able to see the detail. Move him up. Get him in the video. So there. Alright, so we're going to start from there and we're going to move up. I'm going to explain briefly what I did and then we're going to go on the other side of the page and do it. Okay, so get your drink, what you're drinking. I had my coffee this morning and I'm ready for something else, but what I need to do is drink some water. So without further ado, so I began with the lighter, okay, got my medium, went in on the second layer, and you probably barely can see it, and then I went in with my final just to hit that right where that line is, right where the line is, and I used the other side, okay? And maybe you can see it right here. You can see the dual, which I like. Okay, so now let's go on to the other side. I think I'm going to try to flip them around this way. Okay, I think I can work that way. Okay, I think I can work like that. And maybe if I worked this way. How about that? That'll be better. There. Okay, so we're going to create what we created on, and I'm not going to do my chisel side because I want more freedom with the pen. So we're just going to, anywhere that there's these lines, the illustrator said, hey, this is where you want to shade. And I said, oh, okay, I got it. Now when we become experts, and we don't need to do that, which we will. We'll all become experts. Now everybody's been wondering how, at least my son, how am I going to do the inside of his mask? I have some ideas. And we'll get to that real soon because this highlighting, it won't take long. Boom. This is the first shade. So this is just the first. With this, I'm going to try to do less curving. I want straight lines to the shadow. So I know that's not really, let me get that as straight as possible. Because we're in space. So there's no curving of light. At least I don't think so. You'll have to ask an astronaut. So everything will be straight cut. Straight. Face. We won't do any shadow from this side. It's just the light is coming from the front, and then we'll just create some shade for the illusion. Okay? So you see that? That was like quick. Alright, so I'm going to swing up here. Let's get a little shade. I see a little bit more here. Take advantage of these. Okay, and then here's some shade here. Bring this down, shade that. Get in there. Shade that. Now I come up just a little bit. I don't know why my pen is doing that. Oh, I know why, because it's a brush. Don't push on your brush too much. Push down, use the tip. Just use the tip. It's not like you gotta color. Just let the tip work for you. Okay? Let's see how that looks. I'm gonna check my time. Okay. All right, well, I'll just stay in that corner right there because that looks good. And finish out with the medium tone and the darker. Can you guys see that? Okay, that's better. Now, what's wrong here? Normally, this shaded area is coming off of this tube. So, and it looks quirky. So I'm going to create a little curve. All right, I did it. Okay. So move between your colors. Okay, and I'm going to get my medium out. My medium. Now this is my medium. All right, so what? Let's see if you can just. Try not to color. One stroke, that's it. Okay? One stroke. not to color. See, I don't like that right there. So let me see if I can save it and see what happens is, see how quickly, because I went over it, how quickly it got dark. So I want to be careful of that. Because I've got another pencil that's going to do that. Another marker. Okay. It's coming out really fast. So I've got to work. So you can see I did it to show you, so you can see why you want to be very careful about going back and forth. So I'll fix that. I'll fix that later, and then you see how much more natural it more looks, the transition. Okay, I may even change the marker, but we don't want to. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stick with that one. I'll just have to be a little bit more gentle, okay? But let it dry, let's see what it does. Okay, so now I'm gonna get this one, and then I'm gonna show you the detail, just to make it pop. And we just want to get right on that line. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry. Let's go somewhere else. Let's go. Okay, and then let's go. Just right on the line. And whatever bleeds over to the actual tube is what we want. So you see how that tube just popped out of there? So I don't want my entire marker on here. If I ride along the line, it'll bleed in and I'll get what I'm looking for. And this is when we start creating the third shade of gray. And this way, and here you want to get just into the really back corners of stuff. Okay? Stay on the line. Boom. Stay on the line. And then what I'm going to do here is just stay on the line. Up. Okay, so you see the difference of being not on the line and off the line. It created a much darker, so I will fix it. And once, of course, as you know, once the marker goes down, that's it. Okay? Just enough to make that tube pop out. Just a little detail work right there. Now I can actually go even farther and make that tube look like it's, instead of it being so flat like that, I mean, we can see that the tube is a tube, but if I was to if I was to do this, ever so lightly, it'll create the illusion that there's like a lip to the tube. So like maybe if the tube was able to contract and pull out, contract and pull out, that there's just a little lip under there. So I can do that. I can do that to all of them. And I may do that, but I will only do that to the ones that are in the shade. And then if you, like I said, if you don't have enough of the gray markers to do your medium, light and dark, grab your black pencil or a dark gray pencil if you're not getting the effect that you want. Get that trusted black pencil and boom. If you're not getting what you want. Just a little. Okay, so you see that right there? I want these lines sharp. Because we are in space after all. Okay, so you see that right there? So basically, you're going to have to do this to this entire astronaut suit. You want to make the tubes pop, everything to really stand out, because that's, you know, we want it to be a white suit. And I even may do this. Just to create some fun. You know, maybe there's a tag here. You can do it if you want to, because it's your coloring book. Just to create, you know, if I don't like it later, then I'll just shade it in. All right, so let's see what we have. All right, so I'm going to continue to color, and we'll come back with the finished astronaut, and then we'll go from there, okay? So thank you again for watching my channel, and let's zoom out. This is the astronaut. Out of the Worlds Within a Worlds Kerby Rosanes coloring book. And we will see you the next time. Once again, stay inspired. And color, color, color. And thank you.